What is up? Why do I look so damn pink? I don't know. What is up, everybody? Why do I look so pink? What up, Dwayne? I feel like I look mad pink. Do you guys think I look pink? Let's see. Just maybe it's just auto white balance. That was it. It's auto white balance. I don't like it. I'm gonna get rid of it. That looks better. What's going on? What's going on, Adrian? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, Anthony? You finally awake? There's a bunch of my. It looks better now, right? I adjusted it. Shit was making me look mad pink. And although I'm white, I ain't pink. How we doing today? We got David Benavidez's pops joining us in roughly 4 minutes. Or allegedly. I don't know. We'll see. He's supposed to join. But in the meantime, what's up? Just hit that blunt. You look mad young. I'll be hitting blunts, but I don't judge. Hit all the blunts you want. What's going on? What's going on? You love Benavidez? That makes two of us. I just did a little research on the guy he's fighting. Vazdik. Dude could fight. That's a dude who almost like killed Adonis Stevenson, put him in a coma and made his brain bleed, fucked him up. And the only guy to beat him is Beterbiev. I should watch that fight. I didn't have enough time to watch it. Yep, he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be that dude. He's supposed to be. Benavidez got a tough. I know, man. I love Benavidez, and I pick him over anybody. But how's he gonna look at light heavy? We know he crushes super middleweights. But what about a dude? And this dude, Vazdik, can fight. He uses angles. He's a hard puncher. It's not gonna be a walk in the park. Of course, I'm going for Benavidez, but we've never seen how his punches, how they bounce off of a real light heavyweight, or how a real light heavyweight punches, how he takes light heavy punches. We haven't seen that. So until we see it, is Vazdik? You know what? How old is Vazdik? I mean, how tall is he? 6'3". Oh shit, you're right. He's his fucking height. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like it at all. I thought he was shorter. Dude's mad tall. Let's see the Beterbiev highlights. Yeah, he's. Let me see something here. Can you guys hear that? You probably can't. Mute it. I don't want to get flagged. Let's see how the fight ends. Okay, so Beterbiev just stalking him. Same shit, stalking him. I want to see the knockout. All right, drops him. What's he drop him with? Hold on, I'm just watching this. Oh, hits him on top of the head. Hits him. Oh, he was kind of hitting him on the back of the head. Did you guys see the Beterbiev versus Vazdik fight? Did you guys see that fight? He was kind of hitting him on the back of the head. What up, Trill? Yeah, man, he was kind of hitting him on the back of the head. Huh. Interesting. Those of you who don't know, when you get hit in the back of the head, it fucks your equilibrium up way worse than a normal punch, and you will go down. And you could also get permanent brain damage from back of the head shots, but it'll knock your equilibrium down. I've only been hit in the back of the head once, and that shit, I was like, ooh, it got me all like, it took all of my grit to like not go down. The guy actually, I think he elbowed me in the back of the head. Dirty motherfucker. Yeah, man, I just watched some of it. I should watch more of it, but the 2 knockdowns were from back of the head shots. Now, it wasn't Beterbiev's fault. This dude was ducking and he hit him in the back of the head, but that's where they landed. So it matters in boxing, right? If the fighter aims for the back of the head, that's, but if it lands there because the other fighter turns into it, that's fair game. You know what I mean? That's the way that works. So we'll see. We shall see. But yeah, I'm a little. I don't like this fight. I mean, it's for a title. He wants to win a 75-pound title. I thought. Wait, how's it for a title though? Keep it moving. What up? How's it for a title though? I thought Beterbiev and Bivol are fighting for undisputed. I'm very confused. I'm very, very confused. Let's see something. Box rec. Okay, so here he is in box rec. And he's fighting Benavidez for the WBC. Oh, the interim. Interim. Okay, so has he ever been a champion? Yes. Okay, he was a champion. Okay, I got it. He was the champion for a while. He won the WBC interim title from beating Mehdi Amar, and then he beat Adonis Stevenson. Okay. And then why did he lose it? Oh, he lost it to Arthur Beterbiev. Okay, so that's what it is. He lost it to Arthur Beterbiev. Not too long ago, and then it happened. Somebody now, his family has to take care of. I know. That equilibrium shot that Andy gave AJ was mad crazy. I don't think Andy hit him. He didn't hit him in the back of the head. Top of the head is different. That's fair game. Back of the head, that's illegal. But again, it's only illegal if the fighter throws it on purpose. If the fighter turns into it, then it's fair game. Hit the like button. Yeah. Listen to Tro. Listen to him. Listen to him. 20.40, the Ukrainian glory. I don't know, Mark. I don't know about that. I don't know. I find it. I'm just, like you said, it's somebody his size. It'll be interesting to see what happens. If Benavidez can come in, right, which I think he will, and he put that thunder on dudes that are on a dude, and then other dudes that are his size. You know what I mean? Like that would be something. But Kenny, Willie, that's the question. That is the question. I don't remember the shot that landed on what you're talking about, Adrian. It was like top of the head, right? It wasn't the back of the head. The one that landed on AJ. I don't think. So as we wait for Jose Senior, what you guys want to talk about? Hit me. I went live earlier briefly on Instagram. Hit me, guys. Hit me. What you want? What you got going on? Marco Capiche. Yeah. So we'll see. Usyk, did you hear he might get his IBF title? He is getting it stripped, Dwayne. That's what I heard for a while. I don't know why. Something to do with. I don't even know why. But when you have 4 different belts and they all have different criteria, different mandatories, and all that stuff, how's one person going to keep this? How's one person going to keep all of them? You can't satisfy all of the mandatories and all of the things. All right, there's Mr. Benavidez. Let's get him in. You can't satisfy all of them when you have 4 different belts. You know what I mean? Hello, sir. How are you?
What's up? How you doing, man? I'm doing good. How you guys doing?
You in camp?
Yeah, man. We're 3.5 weeks ready to go. Super excited. Everything's going well, and can't wait.
Where's camp at? Where you guys at?
We're in Miami, Florida.
Yeah, right. I heard about that. Right. Who's David been sparring with?
We got we've been he's been in camp, man. We've been sparring a lot of guys, man. But right now the main sparring is Daniel Blancas. We have Julio Porras. As a matter of fact, Julio Porras leaves tomorrow. He has a fight next week. And we had a guy. Where's he from? No, doesn't. He's from Russia. I forgot his name, man. I'm really bad with Russian names. And what's the other guy's name? The ones that were sparring. We had like a Luis Ken? Luis Jr. We had like about 5, 6 guys, man. To be honest with you, and we paid them, and then we're blessed, man. We're blessed. We have a lot of guys here sparring, so it's man.
That's
Like
great. Do you guys ever spar with heavyweights?
pretty much David's whole career. When he was 15, 16, he fought Latif Coyote, Kid Chocolate. Back then, he was super. So, but we always spar big guys. To be honest with you, um, so we continue to do that.
And so I've asked David this, and I forgot what he said. But is he 6'2" or is he 6'3"? Like, what's his actual height?
Hey, to be honest, man, I think he's still growing a little bit. I don't know. They said that he's 6'3", 6'2". I think he's like 6'3". I think, to be honest with you.
Big dude. So uh, Vazdiag. How you pronounce? I don't even know how you pronounce his name. Vazdiag? No. How you
Uh,
pronounce his name?
Fighting,
The guy's fighting Vazdig. Vazdig.
I can't even say it either. I can't.
Vazdig is 6'3", right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's a little tall. Actually, as a matter of fact, David sparred him when he was 20, 21. We sparred him a few times.
Oh, you sparred him already. Okay.
David,
Okay. Could you talk about how that went?
what was that?
Could you talk about how that sparring went? What do you remember from it?
Alexander, he was already up there. I think he was a champion at that time. David was coming up. He did very well. He's a great fighter, Alexander, and it was great work, man. It was really good work.
Yeah, because I guess this will be the first. Will this be the first fighter that is your son's actual height in the pro ranks?
Oh, I think so, actually. Yeah, they're about the same right there. So maybe a little bit taller or maybe the same. But yeah, this is the tallest. I don't know how much Caleb Plant was, but Caleb Plant's pretty tall.
Yeah, I was surprised. I think he's like 6'1" though. I think he's a couple inches shorter, but yeah. I mean, David was to me. I'm a big advocate for your son. I always think that he should be in the top pound for pound. I guess the reason why some people don't talk about that is because I guess his resume isn't as big as somebody like Bud Crawford or whatever. But the way David dominates fighters, to me, it almost evens out the fact that he's fought everybody in his division, and of course, the one guy who would really catapult him doesn't want to fight him.
As a matter of fact, right now I was in Instagram and I just saw that he says that, hey guys, I fought everybody that you guys wanted me to fight. That's Canelo. And, now I'm going to do whatever I want. And somebody says, well, why don't you fight David Benavidez? He says, well, you know, that guy brings 25 pounds to 20 pounds to the fight. But, that's not the problem. The problem is if they pay me $200 million, I would definitely fight him. But why did he say anything about Macau heavyweight? You know, why didn't he say anything about all these other fighters that he wanted to fight? At the end of the day, see what people don't understand is that David watches his food and he's been down like a lot. Just to show the people that he doesn't have any problems at 168. You know, it takes him a couple of months, to stay at that weight. Don't you think that it would be kind of dumb in our part and to gain a lot of weight? You could get sick, and why would you eat clean food and the day after weigh-ins, why would you want to eat bad fuel? you know. So a lot of people don't understand. We're gonna come up the same. It doesn't. People don't really gain unless it's like UFC and all that, you know. But David's young, and we want to keep him at that way that he's fine or where he's at, to be honest with you, because otherwise he'll get slower, and bad fuel is not good for you. So we got to maintain that body, and try not to get sick so you can perform at your best.
Right, right. That makes sense. So are you at liberty to say how much weight he actually puts on, like the night of the fight? Like, what's he at?
Well, he doesn't go as much. He gains like about 15 pounds. How many pounds do you think Canelo gains,
Probably about that, maybe more.
So, it'll be like 2, 3 pounds, So, but this is what I like about all these people, when they don't want to fight a guy and they think they're gonna lose, they come up with all these excuses. Remember when they said Charlie wanted to fight? He said, "Oh, I will not fight a guy under 22. Oh, I won't fight a guy if it's not vaccinated. Oh, I will." Everybody, because they know that they could get beat, and to me, to be honest, I feel good and I feel, wow, these guys are scared, David. They don't want to face them because, they oh, it's not, they're not scared. No fighter's scared. Whatever. What is it that, if you don't want to fight somebody, it's because you're going to lose. If it's David so easy, he hasn't accomplished anything. Easy money. I definitely think that he could definitely get easy 75 million. I think easy. But I think they could do the 100 million, but just 200 million. I think it's just a lot. The way that he's not bringing any numbers no more, so it's a big risk.
I mean,
Um,
how frustrating is that for you guys when Canelo does stuff like that?
the thing is, how the way the organizations run their business, it's kind of weird. Now, I hear that they strip them out of some other belts. Other federations, other organizations are stripping all these other guys. They just strip Usyk, you know,
Yeah, I heard.
like, and at the end of the day, I just don't know why, they're not fair with other fighters. We've been waiting for 3 years. We've been mandatory for 3 years. We beat the guys that we're supposed to beat in order to get the opportunity. Munguia comes over and he gets the opportunity right away, and I see why, because he doesn't have the experience, and Canelo knows that he can beat him. Now he wants to fight Berlanga, or the other guy that nobody knows. I don't even know the name of the guy that the mandatory now, or the one that they're thinking about fighting. To
It's
be honest, think people want to see those fights, But
absolutely. I mean,
I'm not
it's
frustrated. We're going to 175 and try to prove ourselves. We got to continue proving ourselves to look impressive and keep going, because we're not going to sit here and wait. Now the organization, the WBC is saying that we left. Well, I wonder why, Well, what are we doing at 168, bro? And here, at least we have an opportunity to fight for the interim belt and hopefully be bold or Beterbiev fights with David. It's an easier fight to make. These guys don't have a lot of pull, and these guys want to fight because they have no choice.
it's one of the biggest, and I don't talk about this stuff much, but you can't ignore this. It's one of the biggest ducks in a long time that he's avoiding your son. It's to me, when he said the 25 pounds, that to me said the most. I feel like he's scared because David seems bigger to him, and he already had problems going up against Bivol, so I feel like he sees that David's even more trouble than Bivol. That's kind of what I got from it when he said that.
Who's going to fight Macau? Macau is a Macau for the
Mm,
belt. Why didn't he say anything about that? That's like a lot of weight,
yeah.
But that's not a problem.
Yeah, yeah, no, totally. Did you ever think of like Mexican to Mexican, you just trying to contact him directly and you talk to him, or you never thought of doing that?
I would not do anything. When a fighter doesn't want to fight a fighter, it doesn't matter
I
what
thought
you do.
maybe because he's real, he really cares about his people, his country, and being the fact that you guys are from the same place. I don't know, I thought maybe it would do something.
Well, haven't you heard of what he says? He doesn't care. Hey, he's gonna
Yeah.
fight once. He don't care about you. He don't care about nobody. He's gonna do what he wants. So at the end of the day, is he a true champion? Champions are supposed to fight whoever deserves to be. We're gonna be in the same position later on.
Hmm.
They're young, stronger, and want to be champions. And you're gonna have to face them when you're the face of boxing. When you're the champion, you gotta keep proving yourself. If not, you gotta let those belts go because
Right.
I mean, there are other fighters that are hungry and they want to be champions also.
Yeah. So I guess now, do you guys think you're gonna, besides Canelo, if that happens, do you think you're gonna go back to 68 at all anymore?
Man, let's see how this goes. At the end of the day, we're not focused on Canelo. I don't want to know nothing about Canelo at this point. We have a tough fight at 175. We're fighting a guy that was an Olympian. He was a world champion. He only has one loss to Beterbiev. So he's a dangerous fighter, man. How can I talk about Canelo and this and that? And we got to beat this guy. We got to look impressive in order to keep going and so for people to keep talking about us. This is
Mm-hmm.
not it's in another weight, and this guy is going to prepare himself like never before because if he beats David, he becomes a superstar right away. He might even get a fight with Canelo. He might even get a fight with whoever. It doesn't make sense. If we win, what do we really win? You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And those Ukrainians are doing pretty well lately. So
yeah, for sure. But at the end of the day, these are the tests. We got to keep proving ourselves, and um, I believe that things are going to get better. So we just got to keep hustling and keep working and keep proving ourselves. And thank God, that we have a lot of fans thanks to Canelo. Now, a lot of fans have recognized the talent of David and the hard work and people love him. People love him. And at the end of the day, we're not losing anything. I shouldn't be upset. We're in a great position.
yeah, I actually just made a video. I don't know if you ever see my videos, but um, I made a video about David, and David to me is one of the most complete fighters in boxing. But I feel like he gets this stigma sometimes that he's just like a flat-footed guy who just comes forward and throws punches, and he has nothing, no other layers, which is so untrue. You know, I think a lot of times David can take a couple shots, and once he feels that, he's okay with taking a couple to give a couple. But I've seen him use tremendous defense when he wants to.
David, we're focusing on after the Caleb plan fight. Actually, before the Caleb plan, we started focusing a lot on more defense, footwork. And different defenses and working a lot on the jab. David's only 27 years old, man, and I feel that he still has like about 2, 3 more years to get better and better and better. And you guys haven't really seen what he can do because at the end of the day, all these fighters don't want to fight him. So we got to go cut the ring off and we got to cut the distance and get hurt them. But I know that there is going to be a fighter there stronger than David or that's going to come forward and maybe we're going to have to box them and use angles and kind of box them a little bit, but we haven't had the need of doing those adjustments right now. The adjustments that we kind of do right now, we got to hunt them. We got to cut the distance little by little. We got to hit the body and then put them out and throw the.
That's a great point. So do you think at light heavyweight you're automatically gonna maybe face guys like that with that are gonna have more power that you're gonna have to box?
Alexander has a lot of footwork. He's an Olympian. The plan is to keep doing what we do, but we got to be able to be ready to make adjustments, and see. We're still going to fight the same way, but like I said, it all depends on every round. First round, we got to see what kind of adjustments we got to make, and second round, third round, or whatever. So we're ready. We're ready to make those adjustments. And the good thing that I feel comfortable, and David makes me feel comfortable, is because he can do all those adjustments, and we just got to see, I can't uh, see a fighter that fought like 6 months or 3 months. And now I want to watch him and see what he does. Every time they step in the ring, they fight a different way, or they have to deal with the pressure, or the countering, or the jab, or whatever. We have to adjust right away. We got to make those adjustments right away. Everybody fights differently every time they step in the ring.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Who do you think, looking ahead, I know you don't want to look ahead, but I'm just curious, who do you think between Bivol and Beterbiev, who do you think would be a better matchup for your son? Like who would he have more success against? I'm not saying he would lose to either, but who would he have better success against?
Alexander, um, we I gotta look ahead a little bit too. We gotta see. I'm super comfortable that David's gonna go there and look impressive and beat this guy. We have to. We have to. There's no other choice.
Of course.
But at the same time, we're not gonna underestimate him. And he's a great fighter. He's a good guy and a big test. But in our mind, we can't lose, man. There's no room to think that we're gonna lose. So we are gonna go there, give you guys a good show and look impressive. And I think everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna come out the way we want it to come. We the guys that we want to fight is those two guys. Those are the monsters of the division, Beterbiev and Bivol. I would like, in my perfect world, I would like to face Bivol. The reason I would like to face Bivol is because I want that revenge against those Mexicans. He beat Sudo Ramirez, he beat Canelo. Once David beats the one, beat the one, then we become the best. And after that, there's going to be no doubt. Yeah, you want to go on your shield like that, retire the way, not fighting David. It's up to you, but that name is always going to be hunting you for the rest of your life. So that's the only reason I want to do that, because it's a big test for us. Bivol another great fighter, a very dangerous fighter. We sparred Bivol also, and
Mm.
like about 6, 7 years ago. And sparring is not the same, but David did super good 6, 7 years ago when David was not even David. So at the end of the day, he will get the recognition by beating Bivol. It's a tough fight also, but those are the fighters that we want to face. We want to face nothing but the best and the dangerous fighters, and the fight that the people want to see. That will be another great fight. If we're successful with that, then we would like to face a Beterbiev, and that's another great fight. So he has those two big fights lined up in case it doesn't work over here on the other side. But we're willing to fight 175, come down to 168 if the organization say do what they say they're gonna do. We have no problem coming down and fighting for WBC world title at 168.
Okay, well, let me ask you kind of separately, but who do you think wins between Beterbiev and Bivol if they fight?
I think that fight is a great fight. I believe that Alexander will win by decision. And if Beterbiev wins, it has to be by knockout. I
You
think
mean Dmitry Bivol wins by decision?
yeah, Dimitri Bivol,
Okay.
yeah, if he wins, he has to win by decision. He has more combinations, a little bit more speed. Beterbiev is just a fucking animal. He hits hard. And if he catches Bivol, I think he could definitely. But combinations and speed, I think Bivol has that. Power is Beterbiev.
Have
Both
you
of them.
ever
Or
have you
so.
guys ever sparred Beterbiev?
Oh no, not him. Never. I never even met him, to be honest with you. But I just see him on TV. He's a great fighter, a big animal. So I mean, it's scary. That guy is very scary. Actually, hey, the only loss that Alexander has is through him. He beat him. He got.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has one loss.
So we watched Usyk win a close decision. So it makes me start thinking about David. David has all of the physical tools to possibly go to heavyweight one day. Do you guys ever think about that?
Of course, that's the plan. David has the height for it. He's only 27 years old. The body changes, and why not? He's tall, he's big. I think that's where he belongs. A lot of people say that. He belongs in the heavyweight division. But right now he's young, so I see David as a James Toney. Started super in a light way and just kept going up, and he became a heavyweight. So I think definitely he could definitely do that in a couple of years, maybe 3, 4 years. That's a plan. Go to 175, see what we can do there, and hopefully everything goes well. And then the other thing is maybe fight Surdo Ramirez at 175. See how that goes, and eventually move up, try the heavyweight division. At the end of the day, it's whatever it goes. However things go. That David's only 27 years old, so I believe that he has a lot of years in boxing. So, and he's doing well. He hasn't been hit that much, and I think he's a fresh boxer.
Yeah, I mean, is he? Last time we had talked, you had told me how he's a real student, and he's always talking to you like, "Oh, Dad, I just saw this fight, and this guy do this, and let's try this." Is he still coming with all this knowledge all the time?
I just look at I see him like kind of crazy, man. To be honest with you, you know, and I love to use that word crazy because only crazy people do great things. If you're normal, you're not going to do anything. You know, only the crazy people don't like they like to risk and go all out, and that's what he does. You know, he's very connected spiritually, he's super good, you know, mentally he's super good, and he's connecting with the universe. And you know, I see him in the morning running. We're in Miami, so we run, and then he goes on the water and connects with the sand and the water and the sun. And you know, he tells me, you know, he believes in all these stones, you know, that have good energy, and pyramids and all that, you know. And I'm getting into that because I always believe that, yeah, that's a lot of energy there. So there's you know, with the frequencies, you know, he's very into that. And you know, all those things, man. He's in another level, man. He's in another planet, bro, to be honest with you. And when I see that, you know, it's like, wow, man, you know, he's taking me to another world just by seeing him, what he does. I watch him every day, I see what he does. You know, he prays, you know, and he connects, and he does a lot of yoga, and a lot of stuff, you know, to meditate. That's what the word that I was looking for. He meditates a lot, you know. You know, it's crazy because a lot of people don't know about the frequencies, you know, the tones and all that. And my other son is starting to do that a lot too, Junior. So man, to me, it's wow. You know, when you do all those things, you know, you want to get better.
So David's like he's like obsessed with boxing, basically, right?
Watches a lot of boxing. He writes a lot of stuff down every day, man. Every day he has a list of something, you know. Every day he has a list of something. He watches a lot of boxing, and he comes out with different things, you know. To be honest with you, there's nothing I can show him anymore, you know. I'm learning from him, you know, watching him. You know, to be honest with you, I'm just, oh wow, I like that. Oh, let's do that. You know, he's just so ahead of his years. You know, and it's amazing to be working with them and being with them and seeing how, you know, he's looking for more things to get better at.
Yeah, I mean, there's a for those people watching, and there's a clip of him sparring Pavlik when he's like what 15.
Yeah, 15, 14. Yeah.
I mean, he looks um, insane how advanced he looks. How old was he when he started boxing?
Started boxing. He started boxing when he was, as soon as he started walking. You know, he used to crawl in the boxing ring. Now he used to train his brother. He crawl, and then little by little, you know, he kind of, with one hand he will hold the canvas and the other one throwing. Little by little he started walking, and then he would do the little shuttle boxing and hitting the mitts and all that. And he was born there, man. You know, to be honest with you, his first sparring session was at 2 years old. His first match exhibition was at 3 years old. With a
Wow.
6 year, was always bigger than other kids. So he's been in boxing since he was born, and he's been training when he was crawling. You know, so. I mean, he's done it all his life. People think that he just came out of nowhere. You know, yeah, he did have like about 10, 8 amateur fights, but he's been training all his life.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it clearly shows. Wow. So the fight's coming up on June 15th, correct?
Yes. Uh huh.
And oh, that's on the tank. So that whole that's what is that, Amazon?
Yeah, yeah, you know, that's so funny because they call us and they say, "Hey, listen, we want to do a car. We don't know with Amazon Primes, and we are thinking maybe we could put tank. You don't? You think David's gonna get offended if we try to put him in there and to be the co-main event?" I'm like, "Hell no, man! It would be an honor, you know, to fight in Tank's card. We don't care, bro. We just want to stay active. We want to fight." You know, I want to give a big shout out to Al Heyman. You know, he takes care of David very well. He's done everything he said he was gonna do, even more. So David gets paid very well, and I'm like, as long as he gets paid what he gets paid, you know, there's not a problem. Yeah, sure, no problem. You know, so it's an honor for us to be fighting in Tank's undercard. So it's not really an undercard. It's kind of like a double header kind of. And I'm so happy that they put Tank in the poster and then David on the poster. You know, so it's right there. You know, and then Tank was super happy about it too. We're super excited, and it's a great thing. You know, this is what boxing should do. You know, and there's no egos. You know, we just want to give you guys the fight that you guys want to see.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely David is definitely one of the most exciting fighters in the game. And so is Tank. So that's an explosive card. Alone. Um, how many days a week? I'm curious if you can to tell me how many days a week and how many rounds does David spar when he's in camp, like right now?
We have a plan. Um, it all depends on what we do. Like sometimes David wants to do 15 rounds, 20 rounds. He wants to run 6 miles, 7 miles, and then do strength condition and do all. We go on what the body says. He always trains super hard, man. Super hard. He does maybe like 7, 8, 9 rounds of shadow boxing, rope, and does a lot more things that he thinks that it's gonna help him. But every day he does like about shoot maybe 20, 30 rounds of workout, and intense. So it all depends on what we do, what we have, and all that, to be honest with you. Now these days, he's getting real busy doing interviews and doing a lot of things and so rehabs and meditations and all that. And we just combine what we did yesterday, what we're going to do tomorrow. So there's not really like a big. Some days he could do 8 rounds, some days he could do 20, some days he could do 15. So we kind of go up and down, and then kind of peak in there, and then let the body heal a little bit more, and it's a little bit different how we train. But we got to listen to the body, and we can't try to give too much to the body also.
Okay, okay. So what does he walk around at? You said about 15 pounds heavier?
But dude, he was supposed to be for the 30-day weigh-in. He was supposed to be at 193, and he was at 184, 85. So he was really under the limit. Uh, so that's fighting at 175, and in 30 days, that's where we walk at 190, 180, 185, 180 something. So we're really close to do 168 also. So and that's how it is. The thing is, when David trains, he trains and wait. He's starting to learn his body a little bit more. He drinks a lot of water, and he's always trying to get better. And he's knowing his body more and more and more. So he knows, and he drinks a lot of water. And the secret to losing weight and staying healthy and hydrated is water.
You know, he's one of those few guys that when a few times he actually gets hit, he gives a smile, which isn't that he's embarrassed. It's like, oh, I love this. Now I'm coming. Has he always had that competitive will? Like
Yeah,
what?
some people, it reminds me like this guy from Oxnard, California. What's Brandon?
Rios?
Rios, yeah, Rios. He said he fucking had orgasms, when he was fighting. I don't know if you ever heard that. Yeah, no, he said it a lot of
I
times.
think so. Yeah.
Some people just love to get hit, man. And that I was like, oh yeah, okay, let's go. So I think David, man, you hit him, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Some people just like to get hit. He doesn't get hit a lot, but when he gets hit, he knows, okay, you got me. I'm gonna get you back. So I see that. He's been always doing that. Since he was little. He gets hit, and it's like, okay, you got me. Okay. Instead of getting mad, like, okay,
But
I'm a cat.
is he like a competitive person in general in life?
And he's a very competitive person. He has to be the best in everything he does. And his mentality is of a warrior. That's why he's the Mexican monster. Uh, the funny thing about it, is that when he's outside the ring, he's the nicest person in the world.
Yeah,
He's
I know.
trying to help everybody. But you look at him, as soon as he steps inside the ring, his eyes changes, his face expression changes. Everything about him is just different. He's ready to go. He's locked in, and he means all business.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's obvious. Yeah, man. Well, look, man, I appreciate you talking to me. I wish you luck. You don't really need it, but I wish you luck on that fight. And let's talk after you guys get that knockout.
Yeah, no, for sure. Thank you so much. And yeah, stay tuned for all these fights that are coming up. We have a busy schedule. Everybody knows Ryan Valenzuela. He's fighting Pitbull. We're fighting for the WBC world title. No, it's the WBO. No, it's WBO or WBA. I don't even know, but we're
Hmm.
fighting. I
Oh, One thing too before I forget, is Junior fighting again?
Yeah, we're on negotiations right now to fight. Big news coming up soon. Diego Pacheco also, they moved him up to one, rank number one, and now he's mandatory for Canelo too. So that's very exciting now. So we're up there, man. We're trying to work hard. Thank you everybody for the support, and we're super excited. And thank you so much for all that love. We really appreciate it. We're gonna continue working hard to guys give you guys good fights.
Yeah, man, he's an easy fighter to root for. You know what I mean? Because everything about him. So, yeah, man. Well, again, thanks for talking to me. Let's talk soon. All right, my man. Peace out. All righty. That, thank you, Anwar. That was cool, right? How cool is his pops? How can you root against him? And on top of that, David's just as cool. I've interviewed him. Just as cool. How can you root against him? How? Not only is he cool, but he's smart when you talk to him, but he's as a fighter, he's just like Jesus. Speed, power, IQ, aggression, everything. Everything. Like killer instinct. All that. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, Adrian. If you a Canelo fanboy. Huh? Oh, if you could root against him if you're a Canelo fanboy, right? Well, thank you. Even the strongest Canelo supporters are like, okay, this is come on, there's a little this avoidance is a little much. You know what I mean? Like my man Ness was a big Canelo supporter, and he was like, no, and then even he was like, okay, this is no, he's ducking. What happens to the Fury rematch clause? They're gonna rematch in October, I think. I think they're doing that shit right off jump. Great interview, Sloop interview, senior. I'm looking forward to this. I know. That'd be dope. That'd be dope. This and his dad said it, and he's right. This dude, Vazdik, is no joke. This dude literally almost killed Adonis Stevenson. He's strong. He's tall. He has angles. That's one thing that made me I didn't like. I didn't like it because I'm going for Benavidez, but this guy doesn't just walk forward Soviet style. He has angles. He throws punches. He spins. He turns. This dude could fight. What's up, Raphael? What's up? As someone who likes Canelo, it's very obvious that Canelo is avoiding him. Yes, of course. Only people will stay Canelo ducking or David. Yeah, that's true. You can support both Canelo and David while being critical. Yeah, that's true. I like David. He's so humble. Yeah, he is, man. He's cool. Yeah, he's a cool kid. It sucks. Is not for undisputed. I know. Benavidez is a great guy, trainer, great boxer, great father. Yep, that's a fact. Was goody. BF, you just missed it, man. I was talking with David Benavidez's pops. Literally, just missed it. Unless you were in here and saw some of it and you're just talking now. I don't know. But yeah, you missed it. Mexican Monster's father. That you could tell he's done with Canelo too, right? He was like, we're not. I tried to like, well, why don't you call him Mexican to Mexican? Tried to suggest that. He was like, but that's not gonna do anything. He doesn't want to fight us. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. So I'll go watch replay. All right, bet. Marco, how many tune-up fights do you need after 3 years off like Vazdik took? I don't think you need many tune-ups. When you're at the highest, I always say this, when you're at the highest level, you don't need tune-ups, especially because most guys who haven't fought, they've been in the gym. Now, if you haven't been in the gym at all, right, for 3 years, and then you just have one training camp, maybe then, maybe. But it's really like riding a bike, like even at my level. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes right back to you. Taking time off, if anything, is better for you. It rests your emotions and it rests your body, and you don't accumulate neurological damage. Taking time off when you're at an experienced level is a good thing, in my opinion. I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but a lot do. Yeah. Hello, Marco. Y'all hit the like button. Word up. I'll watch all your replays. Oh shit. You're the man. I appreciate you. I haven't been doing that many interviews though, BF. You watch my videos, my shorts, my Instagram. I'm killing it. I'm sure you know. Not to brag, but fuck it. Might as well brag because I'm proud of it. I'm getting millions of views on IG. Killing it. Wish they paid better, but whatever. I like Benavidez because he used to be a chubby. I know, and I'm a chubby kid right now. Oh, you're chubby, Dwayne? You can. That's nothing, man. I was chubby. I was a little chubby. I fought at 178 as an amateur in the beginning. And then I got down to my weight now, 165. So I was a good 15 pounds overweight too. Baby fat. Once you get to be like late teens, 17, 18, 19, that shit will come right off. Don't worry about it. Bozy. What about Bozy? Keep it moving. Appreciate you with that two-piece. Hit me with a two-piece. Nest nowhere to be found with the support. Okay, I got you. Capiche. You should ask Bozy to come on. I've reached out to Bozy, but unfortunately, there's been no response. I'm not to him directly because I don't know him directly, but I've had people, mutual friends, reach out to him. You know, it's just I don't think he's ignoring me specifically. He just has shit he's doing. You know, IBF is simply bad for boxing, stripping both Usyk and Bud. Yeah, agreed. I don't know what they gain. Like, you know what I'm saying? What they gain from that. They want to get the highest sanctioning fees, and that's not the way to do it. Appreciate you, Des. Bozy. Andy Ruiz was chubby and he beat AJ's ass. He sure was. Super chubby. If you had to guess, why would someone in their prime take 3 years off? The better BF beating was that bad that guys is just. Oh, I didn't realize Bosdick took 3 years off. I thought you were talking about Tank for some reason, but it wasn't 3 years. Wow, I didn't know he took 3 years off. Do you guys know why he took 3 years off? So you're saying this is his first fight in hold on, now I gotta look this up. You're saying this is his first fight in 3 years? Can't be, is it? That plays in. Let's see. Last fight was 23. No, 23. Okay, so we took from 2019 after losing to. Okay, well now we know why he took 4 years off almost. The reason he took off from. Where the hell? The reason he took off is clear. That's when right after he lost to Better BF, his first loss by knockout, he took off. The loss made him take off. So that's probably what happened. His live ended and came straight here. Whose live ended? What are you talking about? Whose live ended? I wanted to ask Jose if Samson was the only one to advise them to go up to 75. Oh, should have sent it to me. I would have maybe been able to get it in. Who's Breadman? I know the name. I don't know what that is, though. Yeah, he's fought 3 tune-ups. This isn't his first fight back. Exactly. But he did take 3 years off. Great interview, champ. Salute. What up, Hangout? Johnny. Johnny from the Hangout spot. Where you from, Johnny? You're not a New Yorker like me, are you? All right. Yeah, that was fun. I love Benavidez, man. Really do. Honestly, I got him top 5, pound for pound. I do. I got him top 5. He has a better resume than Tank, right? Doesn't he? I think he does. Not better than Bud. Inoue, Canelo, maybe top 5, maybe even top 3. My opinion. You know what I'm saying? Nest Pro Box Fight Live ended at 7. Okay, I mean I didn't watch it. Guess what, BF? Born in Brooklyn, baby, Bushwick. All right, dope. Florida. I'm following suit, man. As soon as my wife lets me, we're going to fucking Florida. Once my boxing, my content game blows up, or I get that ESPN job, and I can make this my full time, I'm moving to Florida too. Fuck this shit. Know what? Oh, top 5 easy. Yeah, that's what I think. But people, because his resumes, he's cleaned the clocks of the whole division except for the one dude, Mr. Cinnamon, who doesn't want to fight him. But he's cleaned the clocks of all of them. And if you guys remember, and I was the only one, everybody thought Plant was going to beat him. For some weird, I didn't see it. Everybody thought Andrade was going to beat him. I didn't see that either. Those were 2 great fighters that he just washed out. Spin dried him. You know what I'm saying? And then hung him up on the clothesline outside to double clean him up. Shit. Danny from the Boxing Voice is the only one that's still defending Canelo. Is he? Who are the heavyweights you think David would give a run? David against Usyk would be dope. I think the other guys might be too big. Like Fury might be, but shit, not for after what we saw with Usyk. Who knows? Debatable top 3 or 4. That's what I'm saying. I think Bud's first. And Inoue's even debatable, but Inoue's won so many divisions. Bud, Inoue, shit. Benavidez. Usyk, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Very debatable. Agreed. Because I'm 6'2", I look slimmer than I actually am. Okay. You're 6'2" and you're 15? God bless. I thought Plant was going to beat him. Yeah, BF, a lot of people did. I was one of the few that I'm like, I don't see it. I think he's going to walk him down, chop his ass down. Maybe get touched a little in the process, but chop him down. That's what happened. ESPN is 1 foot out of boxing. Yeah, well, we got Turkey. It was debate for me if he beat Andrade. Yeah? Well, there you go. Number one is you got Usyk first. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason why I don't think I put him above Bud is because Usyk, let's be honest, I know you don't like Fury, BF, but the truth is he barely won that fight. You know what I'm saying? He did. He barely won. Bud destroyed everybody, his biggest challenge, where Usyk barely won. And Bud's, and Bud is equal, and, Bud has had better competition, debatable. He's gone up in the same amount of weight classes as Usyk, so all is equal except Bud is more dominant. So I got to give it to Bud over Usyk. But Usyk, a great argument for that. Did I miss Jose? You did. You did. Just ended maybe 5 minutes ago. Yeah, well, hey, it's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Inoue's 21-0 in title fights. That's wild. See that, and then that's Inoue, Bud, Usyk, Benavidez. And wait, better BF. Now he's only at 20 fights. 21 now? No, 20. He's only at 20 fights, but better BF has to be in the talks. All knockouts. His level of competition hasn't been great, but that's not his fault. He's just fighting everybody who's in front of him. Cobbs will be number 1 pound for pound once he beats Broner. Just get out of here, Clarissa. Cobbs. When Bud went through 140, it was trash. Still, though, he went through it. And I don't like calling fighters trash because shit's a hard sport, man. But I get what you're saying. It wasn't the best weight division. It wasn't the most competition, but still, the dominance of his victories, knocking everybody out at welterweight, like knocking them all out. Now, let's see what he does at 54 with this dude. Let's see what he does with this dude. This will be interesting, what Bud does, right? When is Crawford fight coming up? I don't know. Somebody else tell me. I'm not really sure. Better be if has been in my top 5. He should be. How do you not put a dude who's 20-0 all knockouts? But Virgil Ortiz, 20-0 all knockouts. Subriel Matias, 20-0. Or no, he's 20-1. But he knocked out the dude that beat him. 20-1, all knockouts. So, but 20 isn't a lot of fights. You know what I'm saying? It's a don't get me wrong, 20-0 all knockouts is still a tremendous feat. But 20 is not a lot of fights. You know what I'm saying? Derek Chisora fighting Joe. I know. You know what I think about that? Here's what I think about Derek Chisora fighting.
Oh my God, who the hell cares? Oh my God, who the hell cares?
That's what I think about that fight. You don't find suspicious that Bud had an easier time for Spence than he had in his current 17 fight? Exposed? I don't know. Posto was the boogeyman at 140 when Bud beat him. True. I agree Bud win. Yeah, for Rizzy. Gary Antoine is all KOs. Is he all KOs? Word? But he hasn't fought in like 4 years. I mean, not 4 years, literally, but you know what I'm saying. Better be of his unified champ, something Matias and Virgil aren't. Truth. The cruiserweight division mattered when Usyk was there. Usyk could fight, man. Usyk could fight. Like, the dude could fight. You know, if he wins his rematch, forget about it. If he wins the rematch, that's crazy. Craziness. And if he wins it, like, in distinctive, you know, fashion, in your opinion, who's the greatest light heavyweight of all time? Come on, Dwayne. You're going to ask me who I think is the greatest light heavyweight of all time. You are going to ask me who I think is the greatest heavyweight of all time. You are going to ask me who I think is the greatest heavyweight of all time. You dare ask me who I think is the greatest heavyweight of all time. The greatest heavyweight of all time is, chat, hit him with it. Hit him with it. Hit him with it. Hit him with it. What's that? Greatest heavyweight of all time. Bar none. My favorite fighter of all time. Come on. Roy Jones Jr., greatest heavyweight of all time. There, thank you, boxing. Greatest heavyweight, light heavyweight of all time, bar none, Roy Jones Jr. Greatest fighter of all time in his prime, bar none. Not even close, Roy Jones Jr. My opinion. But anybody who knows me knows that's how I believe. Boom, there he is. There he is. And by the way, BF, I disagree with Ali. I know it's not a popular. I think the greatest heavyweight of all time, Joe Louis. Pound for pound, era for era. You know what I'm saying? Vladimir Klitschko would have beat Joe Louis if they got in a time machine and fought because of the eras. Advancements in genetics, size, sports science, training techniques, all that. You can't compare them. But pound for pound, doing what they did when they did it, come on, man. Joe Louis didn't lose for 12 fucking years, knocking everybody out. Nobody fucks with Joe Louis, in my opinion. Nobody. Second, Jack Johnson, in my opinion. That's my opinion, though. A lot of people put Ali first. Ali, to me, first. As a whole, he's number one. Ali, in terms of what he did outside the ring, what he did for the the civil rights movement, the culture, the world. That's Ali. But just in the ring, my criteria, because everybody has their own criteria, right? That's the problem with these pound for pound talks. Everybody has their different criteria. So I can't argue with your criteria if yours is whole career. Whole career can't be Roy because he lost a bunch of times. Mine is in their prime and only what they did in the ring. That's what I look at. Sugar Ray Robinson. Oh, you think best ever? I got to put Ray Robinson was dope, but he still didn't do shit. I mean, he did it longer because also they were fighting once a week back then, so he had way more fights than Roy. He was not good, but he didn't look at. I mean, Roy still did it easier and had more speed and power than Ray Robinson, pound for pound. He just did. You look at Roy, and nobody ever scored as high on the eyeball test as Roy. I always use this analogy. Roy was a fucking Maserati, and everybody else were on scooters. That's the difference in speed and skill and the engine. Roy had a fucking engine with all the, I don't know shit about cars, but he had an engine with all the pistons in it. These other dudes were literally like this on scooters. That was the difference. Come on now. Get me worked up. Big shout. Big shout to my man Worm from Texas. Hitting me with that two-piece. I normally don't get hit in the ring, but when you guys throw these two pieces at me, boom, boom. Appreciate you. Big fan, brother. Love your takes and energy. Thank you, Worm. I love Texas. I like it. Got to get to work. All right, Clarissa, peace out. Not sure about power. I think so. Speed is power. You're right. I get what you're saying. Ray might have hit a little harder pound for pound, but Roy was so fast, it kind of translated to power. You know what I'm saying? But I get what you mean. You know boxing, BF. You and me usually agree. Big shout to my man, Profound Dreamer. Big shout. Appreciate you, my man. Hit me with a 5-piece. 5-piece nuggets. 5-piece. Hitting me with 5. Straight, right, hook. Ending it with the right hand. 5-piece. With the skills Crawford has displayed so far, I have to imagine if any fighter today is the same size as him, Crawford wins. From Usyk to Inoue. And that is how we determine pound for pound. Dreamer. That's how I determine it. You might have a valid point right there. Crawford might be the best. If you shrunk him down to Inoue size or stretched him out to Usyk size, he might be the best. You might be right. But there's no way of telling, but you might damn well be right. For Rizzy. I say Roy's the greatest. At the end, you didn't read the full thing. Okay, my bad. Got a lot of chats coming in at me. Roy was just different. Was he? Was he? I mean, come on. Shit he did. Who puts their hands behind their own back and then knocks a guy out? Not just hits him, not drops him, not wobbles him, knocks him the fuck out. Taking his hands from behind here. Who throws 5 left hooks in a row in the time it takes somebody to throw one punch? Come on. Marco be getting that way, man. Well, you know, if you had held the criteria, if you hold that criteria for Roy, doesn't it mean that Bud is over Floyd? Bud never been in a close bout. I didn't say Bud is over. Bud's not over Floyd. Well, okay, you might have a point, but I never include guys who are currently active. Do you know why? Because we don't know what's happening. Bud could lose every fight from now on. That changes our perception. Or Bud could win every fight in a first round knockout, and that'll change our perception the other way. So I don't include current fighters because you have to have all the information, all the data. We don't have the data yet because it's still being collected. You feel me? I swear I thought Roy was bigger than that. He not a big dude. I've been around. Roy's an inch shorter than me. He's 5'10". I'm 5'11". Yeah. Big shout to my man, Profound Dreamer. This dude is throwing mad combinations at me. 5 pieces all day. Appreciate you, my man. All them lose to Crawford if they are the same size. Okay, that's debatable, but you might have a point. You might have a point. Crawford has been more dominant than Floyd. He hasn't been more dominant than fucking Roy, though. You know, in his prime. The difference is Crawford has that longevity. You know what I'm saying? At this age, actually, no, Roy lost right about how old? Right about at 36. So Roy lost right around how old Crawford is now, to give you an idea. What Roy was doing up until at exactly how old Crawford is now. That gives you an idea of how dope Roy was. He was He was making people look like toddlers. Toddlers. It looked like I was fighting a fucking toddler. That's what Roy looked like at this age right now. He finally took his first loss right around 36. But Roy also had more mileage on him. You know, he started young. He had a lot of mileage on him. When you fight, the longer you fight, the more mileage you have on you, the less likely you are to have a longer career. Now, you have exceptions like Bernard Hopkins, but Hopkins started at 18. So that's actually not an exception. You have some exceptions, but overall, the longer you fight, the earlier you are likely to get out of your prime. You know, it's like a car. More mileage, car is going to break down more quickly. All right. I have Bud over Floyd right now. I can't argue that. I just don't do it because he's still active. You know what I'm saying? He goes now, fucks around, gets knocked out by this white dude, whatever his name is. What is he? Ukrainian? I don't know what the fuck he is. Polish. Gets knocked out by him. Let's say he rematches Spence, gets knocked out. Then you can't. You know what I'm saying? And that's a possibility. It's not likely, but it's a possibility. So we can't really fuck with it. If Bud touches Floyd the way Mosley did, he beats him. Yeah, he would finish. Bud would finish him. Absolutely. But Bud doesn't have the speed Mosley had. And that's what landed, the speed. Bud has better timing. But this was straight. Floyd's eyeballs and his brain couldn't communicate to his fucking body fast enough to move by the time, because Shane Mosley threw it too quicker than what Floyd's brain could calculate to his body. That's what made those punches land, the speed. Then Floyd ended up adjusting. Bud's more of a timing dude. Roy. Can't deny that level of competition Floyd faced. No one comes close. No one comes close to Crawford's resume? Nah, Floyd has a better resume. Way better. Bud beating Spence would have been Floyd beating Paul Williams. Okay. I got Bud over Floyd. All right. What's up, Sanction Boss? What's crack-a-lackin'? Yeah, Marco, your take on Ali is great. Hey, man. Think of it this way. Think of it this way. Muhammad Ali, in his prime, I know he didn't fight for 3 years, but when he came back, he was 29. That's still prime. That dude lost. Lost to Frazier. Arguably lost 3 fights to Ken Norton. Arguably. Lost to Spinks. He had a bunch of losses, even though he avenged some of them. You could argue he didn't avenge the one to Norton. He lost in his prime. A lot of other fighters. There's a few fighters in history that have not lost in their prime. Heavyweights that have not. And that showed, okay, let me not go that far with what I was about to say. But so it's arguable. It's arguable. You know what I'm saying? Marco, how would you describe Floyd Crawford's power? Crawford throws very short, crisp, snappy punches, and his timing is impeccable, which makes the punch harder because the person didn't see it. He gets full power because he has such good short punches. Remember, when you throw a punch from the target, from point A, when you throw it from its resting state, which is point A, to the target, which is point B, when you throw that in the shortest amount of time, the energy has less to travel. As an asteroid, when an asteroid is traveling, the further it goes, the slower it becomes. And the slower it becomes, the least amount of velocity it has and impact it has. The shorter it travels, it maintains that speed and that velocity. So it's going to collide into its target harder. That's why short punches are way more effective and harder than wide punches. Now, you have exceptions like Foreman, who wings really wide. It was hard. But picture how hard those guys would have hit if they actually threw it correctly. That's just my take. What's up, Bruce? I also like Roy music. All right, let's not wild out now. Now you're bugging out a little bit. Now you're bugging out. Psst, get out of here, you stupid cat. The reason Shane couldn't finish him was because he was too old and too past his prime. Yep, agreed. Damn, that's a legit argument. I don't know which one I said. You're talking about BF, but... Oh, the Ali shit. Yeah. And, let's be honest. Mike Tyson had faster hands than Ali. Mike Tyson hit harder than Ali. And in his prime, which was only 4 years, very short, Mike Tyson was way more dominant. You could even almost argue Lennox Lewis. That's a tough one because he got knocked out twice. Ali never was knocked out. Jack Johnson, way more dominant in his prime than Ali. Way more. Joe Louis, way more dominant in his prime than Ali. Gene Tunney. Gene Tunney only lost once, and he knocked Homeboy out in the rematch. Gene Tunney is one of 3 heavyweights in history to have ever beaten everybody they faced. Who are the 3? Gene Tunney, Rocky Marciano, Lennox Lewis. The only 3 in history to have beaten every fighter they've ever faced. Shit. But he cleaned out the heavyweight division. Who did? Ali? Not when he lost to Norton, arguably 3 times. He didn't clean out shit. Not when Frazier whooped his ass the first fight and dropped him and all that. But over Floyd and Roy when it's all said and done. That's possible. Not Roy. Never Roy. In my opinion. Nope. Just visually. He is nowhere near the performance of Roy. Just visually. Just looking at him. Who's more spectacular? Who hits harder? Who's faster? Who's more dominant? Roy. Roy's the most dominant fighter in history. BF is in the building. Word life. You're high, Marco. You're high. Punk. Gene Tunney was a savage. Word up. It's with a G, but maybe that was a typo. Yeah, man. Was he? You know, Gene Tunney is arguably, for those of you who don't know this, I'm sure a lot of you do, the first boxer in heavyweight in history. The first dude to get on his feet and box. First one ever. Before that, you had Jack Dempsey dudes just coming in, just winging with the like, come on, put up your dukes. Yeah, see? Come on, Shane, put up your dukes. They fought like this. Gene Tunney was one of the first guys to put the shit here, hop on his feet, and box. First one ever. Whooped Jack Dempsey's ass twice. Ali cleaned out. Oh my goodness. He did not clean out anything. Losing multiple times and getting gift decisions is not cleaning out a division. He was just the most famous person in the world for what he did outside the ring, and that added. But he was a great 1966 Ali, the one who beat Cleveland Williams. Okay. Dope. I still think Tyson, 88, the Tyson who fought Spinks, I think still probably knocks out the Ali who beat Cleveland Williams. But that Ali is up there. Did Floyd win undisputed before? I don't know. You don't like that song, Kim? It's all right. It's Y'all Must Have Forgot. Oh, Can't Be Touched is another one too. That was a typo. All right, my bad. If Roy retired a little sooner than he did, he could have been considered the best. My interview with Roy is up. It's up. It's right now. You can go search it on here. I go, do you have any regrets? He goes, yeah. After I hear the way they talk about me now, he goes, I would have retired after the first Tarver fight. Even better, because he looked like shit in that fight, even though he showed his grit and he won. If he retires after the Ruiz fight, if Roy Jones retired after the Ruiz fight, being the first man in 100 years to go from middleweight to heavyweight champion, right? If he retires at that fight, after that fight, where he's 35, 36 years old, full career for a lot of people, he walks off as the greatest fighter who ever lived, no argument. But since he fought on into his late 30s and early 40s and 50s, he just had a fight last year, that's tarnished. But I don't look at that shit. You know what I'm saying? Floyd was never undisputed. Yeah, I didn't think so, BF. Unfortunately, Roy never had great nemesis that could have catapulted him. Why did he not have a great nemesis, Raphael? Not because he's too dominant, right? He didn't have a great nemesis because James Toney was waxed. I was at that fight live. Bernard Hopkins was waxed. That's why. He waxed him. They went on. James Toney went on to be one of the greatest fighters who ever lived. So did Hopkins. Roy waxed him. He didn't have the vulnerability to have somebody come close to beating him. Part of his rap line. Y'all say I fought nobody. I just make them look like nobody. If Roy retired after Ruiz, he's the greatest fighter that ever. That's what I just said. You're a smart man, BF. Jersey in the house. Interview with Lennox or Buster Douglas. I'm going to break this with you guys. We didn't record it yet, so I didn't want to say anything, but I am going to be working with Lennox Lewis. We're going to be doing content together. I was contacted by his peoples. We are going to be releasing content together shortly. Breaking news, but I'm not going to officially announce it until I actually have the content recorded and I put it out. But yeah, I'm going to be working with Lennox very shortly. B-Hop and James Toney were his nemesis. Yeah, not much of a nemesis. If Roy retired after Ruiz, he had been 41. Yep. And really, that one loss was bullshit. I don't argue it because he hit him when he was down. I think it was an honest mistake, but yeah, you can't. Montel was done. He couldn't continue from that. So they should have maybe done a no contest, but I guess Roy did throw the punches, so it's on him. So it should be a DQ. Yup, DQ, which he avenged in one of the most brutal. Yo, you want to see the dopest display of shit, of post-fight shit talking, not pre-fight, because anybody could talk. You got guys like Broner and talking all this shit before the fights, and they don't. The most gangster display of post-fight shit talking, which had every single drop and ounce of authenticity, no acting in it, was after Roy beat Montel in the second fight. Listen to how he goes off. Gangster. That one loss was trash, yeah. Has Jake Paul shown us he can win with his footwork, chin? And that's a very angry, I like you, but when I'm sitting here talking about fucking Roy Jones and Ali, and you throw in Jake Paul, it's like sacrilege. That's like coming into church with a stripper. You cannot do that. Unacceptable. acceptable. Let's see. I'm trying to get a. Oh man, I don't have a boo. Man, I'm trying to find a boo sound effect. That would have been funny, but I don't care about anybody who says argue with your mom or Roy Jones is the greatest of all time. Word up. Tell that tall Ukrainian just did the same thing Roy did in that DAZN fight. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't think I saw that. Antonio Tarver, shut up. Get out of here. I don't want to hear that shit. He did, but we're throwing tons of flowers and bouquets at Roy right now. We're not talking about that shit. Yes, but James Toney and Bernard Hopkins weren't big brands. We're talking about beating legends and the best competition of your time, and that's what he did. Big brands. Do you realize that there's only 1 to 2 big brands per generation? There's only 1 or 2 fighters that are known globally and that make those millions of dollars every generation. It was Ali. Then it was De La Hoya. Then it was Floyd. Now it's Canelo. And now Tank's kind of cracking that. But Tank's not known. Come on. Ask Lennox if I can do painting. That's a very random thing to say. What are you talking about? You're a painter? Wow, bro. Congrats. Thank you. Congrats, Marco. Hey, man. It's not like in entertainment and in this business, until it's done, anything could change. You know what I'm saying? They could just decide, we're not going to, that's why I don't really talk about it. I didn't sign anything, nothing. So, but that's what I've been told in numerous, talks. A chick with no panties in church is acceptable, but a stripper on her day off isn't. Okay. But you keep saying arguably he lost. Arguably Roy lost to Hopkins. Wait. What? What'd you say? You just said arguably Roy lost to Hopkins? You just said Roy arguably lost to Hopkins. You just said Roy arguably lost to Bernard Hopkins. We're talking about Bernard Hopkins from Philly. You're saying that Roy arguably lost to Bernard Hopkins his first fight? Yo, Trill, you are disappointing me right now. I think you're the only person who's ever said that. And who did I say keeps arguably lost? Who did I say that? I didn't say anybody else arguably lost. Oh, about Ali. I don't know why you're saying that, but that is the only time I've ever heard that. And I'm honest. Like, I know I love Roy, but shit. He arguably lost to Tarver in that fight that I thought he beat him, but it was close. That's an arguable loss. Hopkins, he kicked the shit out of. You're wilding out. Trill is wilding out. The fact that Ali didn't fight for years of his prime against him, also do 3 years later coming back is crazy. Whatever. The Ali before the layoff was great, but I still think there's heavyweights that looked better. He was just way flashier and captivating than any of them. That I'll give him. I'll DM you. Okay. What do? You draw or whatever? Yeah, DM me. DM me on Instagram. Just tell me who you remind me. Just say it's Black Ray from. By that logic, anything can be argued. Okay. Yeah, sure. The call with Roy was bullshit. So many other fighters have done with nothing happening, including Mike Tyson. Here's the problem. I agree with that call just because Montel was fucked. He couldn't get up. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't continue. If he was fine, then the ref would have let it go. It's a fact that he couldn't continue. Why do you hate Ali? I don't hate Ali. I just don't think he's the greatest of all time. That's all. I don't hate him at all. I thought he was really funny. I thought he was an excellent heavyweight. One of the best heavyweights of all time for sure. But I just don't think he's the greatest of all time. I think he's a little he was overrated for, what he did outside the ring. But it's your right as a human being and as a boxing fan to incorporate what he did outside the ring in your judgment of who you think is the greatest. There is no set criteria for who's the greatest. So I can't argue. That's your opinion. That's fine. Getting sound effects was a great investment. Thanks, Real Rap. I don't want to have to do this, Marco, but Roy duck top. Roy ducked Hopkins for years. All right, we're gonna have to move on because you're speaking wild, crazy shit right now. The guy who he beat the shit out of. Why do you want to rematch some? First of all, he didn't duck him. He already beat him. You're only ducking somebody if you didn't already easily beat them. I don't know, Trill. I never saw this in you before, but it looks like you have actually a problem against Roy. That's weird. It's a weird thing to say. Saying that Roy, first you said that Roy arguably lost to Hopkins the first time. Now you're saying he ducked him. You clearly being a little biased. But that's cool. You don't like Roy, you don't have to. I don't give a shit. Montel Griffin sold it. Sold what? You talking about? Roy beat the shit out of Bernard. Yeah, everybody knows that. Montel Griffin took the easy way out. Nah, I don't think he. I just see. This is the difference between me and you, Trill, right now. You seem a little biased. I'm not going to be biased. The truth is, Roy. Nah, I don't agree with that. Montel didn't take the easy way out. He got fucking clipped. He got clocked. He got cracked. His face fell, hit the canvas. He was bleeding all over the canvas. That was real. He didn't take the easy way out. He got hit. He got hit when he was down. That's what happened. So I don't agree with that. He didn't take the easy way out. He was, Roy Jones have a better hook than Garcia. Yes. Faster. But one of the few people. I'll give Ryan that. If anything, that motherfucker has one of the fastest left hooks in history. I'll say he's top 3. Top 3. Well, let's do top 5 because he's still active. Roy Jones is crazy fast, but Ryan's hook is nuts. Throwing in Jake Paul's. Yeah, who threw in Jake Paul? Yeah, the dude earlier, right? Yeah, I don't know. I think he's drunk. I think he's a little hammered. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Oh, my bad. Hot as shit in here. Turn on the AC. All right, where are we at? Where are we at? We heard that fart. I didn't fart. I don't know what you heard, but it wasn't a fart. That's funny. That is funny. So where were we at? Throwing in Jake Paul is absolutely crazy. Okay, that's where we're at. Pause. Pause about what? What are we pausing? What are we pausing? Where are we at? What we got, guys? What we got? Talk to me. Pause that fart. I didn't fart. If you want, I can. You want me to? Marco, I recommend you watch Venado Lopez, IBF 126 champ. He does the hands behind the back. Oh, does he? You weren't muted. I didn't mute you. If he beats Tyson, I'll give him that. He's a real fighter now. He's not beating Tyson. On your moods went haywire. I did. What? Whoa, my mods paused you? What would you say? Guys, don't be Don't be timing out people unless they're saying some crazy shit. No, we good. I wonder what you heard. I'm gonna replay it. I'm curious what you heard. Like that crazy. If you say Ali lost to Norton, I think we can say the same with Roy. That's all I'm saying. I know what you're saying. I'm gonna leave it alone because I completely don't agree with it, and I don't think 99.9% of anybody who knows boxing would agree with that. But it's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Is the Roy versus Glenn Kelly body KO the best ever? No, the Virgil Hill one was better. Glenn Kelly wasn't the body KO. That was the one behind his back, I'm pretty sure. Virgil Hill was the body KO. I think you're mistaking them because they're both light-skinned, like black dudes. They both kind of look the same. You're mistaking them. That's racist, by the way. Not everybody looks alike. Not all light skin look alike. Don't be racist, Skips. I say he beats Tyson. Tyson's 50. I don't think so. Roy Jones' speed was almost unbelievable, bro. Sick. Yup. That's what I'm saying. Marco, why do you think Shakur and Devin will be a boring fight when the sparring session wasn't so bad? They just both bore me, those guys. What up, Half? Jake Paul gonna win, though. You see Tyson legs. Huh? Marco, you saw 50 Cent boxing? Yeah, I saw him hitting the speed bag. I still mess with you, Marco, but the Ali slander is almost unforgivable. I had to throw a Roy jab at you for that. It's all good. It's all good. Hey, man, I know a lot of people don't like that, but, again, in the ring and out the ring are totally different things. They are. For me. What you do in the ring and out the ring. In the ring's boxing, out the ring is not boxing. Why Ness always talking about your shorts commentating? I don't know. Because Jersey dudes are whack. Apparently they got mad with I said Jose lying about his son height. Oh. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. You shouldn't say that. Like if I'm interviewing somebody, right, and he could see it. If I'm interviewing a fighter, we want this to be a space where they're going to be comfortable. They don't, I don't want to have people saying shit, hating on them. So yeah, that's actually, you know what? The mods maybe should have done that. You can't be talking, like saying anything negative about somebody who's taking the time out, coming to talk to us, being nice enough to talk to us. You can't, I don't want people in there. Then he won't like my channel. He won't come back if he sees people in the chat being like, oh, you're. So you know what? Yeah, man, that wasn't the worst move. Neither of those guys have power. Then I got muted. Well, there you go. LOL Hopkins did call Roy out for years, and come on, Marco, you know this. All right, I'm not engaging in this silliness anymore. You, my friend, are being silly, and what I think about what you're saying now about Roy is this.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
Okay, got him. I'm about to get out of here. It was hot as shit in this room. I'm glad I turned that AC on. It's like, what is it now? It's like almost 80 in Brooklyn right now. Hot as shit. Now it's cooling off a little bit. Yeah, it's all good. All good. I know you weren't trying to do it on purpose. Trivia. Okay, you guys want to do trivia? On MVP mode now, there's that soundboard. Nah, that's not MVP mode. What are you talking about? I'm in StreamYard, and there's a soundboard when I go into. It's not a soundboard. It's a. What are you talking about exactly, though? I'd like to see what's MVP mode on what. Are you joking? The soundboard is something I added through StreamYard. It's not really a soundboard. It's kind of hard for me to do. Like I have to get out of the chat to use it, so it's kind of annoying. That's why I'm not hitting the button and being quicker with the sounds. Roy went back. Roy Jones was Boots Ennis on roids with a Game Shark and a Game Genie cheat code. I like that. Raphael, I like that. The Bronx is in the fucking house. Well, I meant you're doing your thing with the sound effects. You technical, bro. Oh, I thought there was some mode I'm unaware of to get a soundboard. I was like, how do I do it? I got you. Never really seen his dad besides on Fight Hype videos. Oh, dope. Good. Dope, dope, dope. All right. Well, anyway, guys, I'm gonna bounce. It was a long interview. Dope session though. I will see you guys. Maybe it's my anniversary tomorrow with the wife, but I might be able to go on tomorrow night, depending. Might happen. And I'll try and go on. I won't be able to go on in the afternoon, though. I'm gonna be busy, but I'll definitely peep you guys tomorrow. All right. Cool. Appreciate you guys. Please hit the like button. I don't know how many likes we're at. I'm hoping it's a lot. I haven't looked, but what's your name? No, when I said you're on MVP mode, that's a NBA 2K. Oh, I got you. Okay, no, I got you now. I got you. I get it. I got excited. I thought there was some soundboard shit that I'm missing. Believe it or not, finding a soundboard is not easy. Like, you would think it'd just be something easy you could use. It's not. Not yet, at least. Yeah, I know. I'm old, so I'm trying. I just learned what cap and Riz and all that shit means, so there you go. Anyway, all right, guys. Appreciate you guys again very much, and let's chop it up tomorrow. Peace.